No intro, let's go.
Star Wars Battlefront 3. Now I know we most likely won't get this, but it doesn't hurt to try. It doesn't hurt to give out ideas. Why not? And I know there's a half and half thing with Battlefront 2. Some people loved it, probably not in the beginning, and then there's other people who still don't like it. And they want more. There can be so much more to this game. It feels like a Star Wars game at first when you start playing it, because you see all your characters, you see the lightsabers, blasters, different areas, different planets. You're like, okay, this is Star Wars. But then after a while of playing it, you realize this is not complete. There should be more, and I think that's what Battlefront 3 could be. Now, it's already been denied, dubbed. They dubbed that. They're not trying to move on it, but maybe more videos like this would help them see the light, no pun intended, and make Star Wars Battlefront 3. And I know y'all looking at the logo, okay? I didn't fully create it, okay? All I added was a little flame on the back, added the eye, but everybody adds the extra eye at the end. But the flames in the back is representative of Episode 3, one of my favorite Star Wars movies, Revenge of the Sith. And it's for a reason. I did that for a reason. We're going to get right into that right now with the Star Wars Battlefront 3 story idea that I have. Now listen, I'm not a movie director. I'm not a script writer. I'm not George Lucas. But I feel like I got a good story, okay? I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to gas myself. But y'all just going to listen. And maybe y'all like it. But where I'm going for this story, I know nobody really played the story mode for this game. I know everyone want to get to the action, get to the game, but we're going to get to that too. But for the story mode, what better story mode to include many of the characters that people want than the Clone Wars story? Come on, think about it. Clone Wars, Battlefront, it's the biggest battle that everybody talks about. Everybody wants to know what happened in the Clone Wars. That's why we got the cartoon show. That's why people want to see it in live action. So everybody wants more Clone Wars content. When Kenobi came out, what were people asking for? We need flashbacks to the Clone Wars. We need flashbacks to this and that. And we didn't get it. Maybe there's going to be a season 2 where we're going to get more of that. But that's what people want. So why not put it in this game? Feed us that content that we want. That's gonna be a little selling point right there. Come on. So now let me delve a little bit deeper into it, what I mean by Clone Wars. So as you know, not a story writer, not a script enthusiast. I don't make movies. I don't do any of that. So right now I don't have a full story for you. Okay, maybe another video, but not right now. Okay, we trying to get into the bits and pieces of the game. All right, I can't make up a story on the fly right now. But all that aside, the outline for it. Throw some bits and pieces from the Cartoon Network show, the Star Wars Clone Wars show, because everybody, we all enjoyed that. I feel like, maybe not in the beginning, the beginning was a little rough, but I feel like towards the end, everybody enjoyed the lore and bits and pieces that tie together 2 and 3, the movies, and gave you something more Star Wars to watch. I think everybody liked it. Throw those in there, and then obviously add your little storyline pieces. Cool, add some more lore into there, give us some more details to make more theories on and stuff like that, and connect more dots. That would be great. And then I feel like the story should culminate in Episode 3, the fall of Anakin and turn to Vader. Everybody remembers the Star Wars Episode 3 game that came out. I think it came out before the movie actually released. Come on, that game was. I might play that on the channel just so you can. The combat was great. All right. I'm getting off topic, but look, not everybody. Let me stop saying everybody, okay? Because I might get the comments. Oh no, everybody. I enjoyed that game because I got to play the movie. Okay, I played the game after the movie because I was a little young when it came out, but playing the movie and doing the battles, doing everything was just fun to do. It's fun to relive those stories. Now that's why you can't overuse it and make every game the game based off of movies, but that's why people like games like Lego Star Wars. It's not the exact movie that's being played for you. It got the little hints and funny things of that comes with Legos, but you still get to relive those moments and you get to experience them through your own hands. And I think, come on, you can't tell me that's not fire. All right, we can agree on that. So you end the game with that, and then what comes with that being the story all the characters. Now these characters we all wanted for maybe Star Wars Battlefront 2 DLC, or maybe just as free updates. But we didn't get that. So guess what? Throw it in Battlefront 3. If you're gonna have that Clone Wars story, you have to have the Clone Wars characters. Starting off with Ahsoka, one of the main parts, one of the main characters we got from the Clone Wars. Anakin's new apprentice, his Padawan. You know, what she went through is a vital part to the Clone Wars story and afterward. So she has to be that character in the game. Give us a dual-wielding lightsaber user. Like, I don't know, I'm obsessed with that form. Every time I think of if I had a character in Star Wars, they would have 2 lightsabers, because I don't know, I just think that's cool to me. So to have that in the game would be amazing, because now you get diversity in your characters. You know how we had Darth Maul. Darth Maul uses the double-sided lightsaber, and everybody else uses the single-sided lightsaber. So then you get a new, you know, breath of fresh air when you play him, opposed to the other characters. But now if you have another form with 2 lightsabers, adds new feature to the game. It adds a little more diversity, and it accomplishes something that we wanted to see in the game. We want to see a difference between characters, when the majority of the characters basically they don't fight the same. You know, they have different moves here and there, and combat and stuff we'll get on to next. But seeing one lightsaber the whole match is kind of like, you know, give us that little flair on there, because the light sided characters all use one lightsaber. Dark side, they just have Darth Maul. So now if you add, you know, a character like Ahsoka, now you can have people playing her because, alright, I want to fight in a different way. I want to use 2 lightsabers today, instead of having to stay on the light side and just basically cycle through the characters, because it's only difference really are their abilities, you know, at the end of the day. So, you know, you get a little new perspective on your eyes. I don't know, I'm making stuff up, but I think she would be a great addition, just based off the story alone, and just based off of her popularity in the Star Wars universe. Another character that has to be in the game that's vital to the Clone Wars is one of the strongest Jedi on the Council, Mace Windu. Who doesn't want to use a purple lightsaber? Who doesn't want to use Samuel L. Jackson in a game? You can't look me in the eye and tell me that's not what you want to see. And his abilities will go crazy. Like, I don't have all the ideas on abilities, but like I said, combat and different features will come up next. But come on, you can think of the endless possibilities of what he can use, how strong his character would be, you know. And it'll just be cool to add more diversity into the game. We got a different color saber now. Now we have purple. You know, it's blue and green and red, and Ray's yellow, but that's besides the point. Now we have this purple lightsaber. We have a strong character, somebody that's fun to use. Imagine the voice lines. That's another thing I wasn't even thinking about. Think about the voice lines that they would give these characters. And even if they don't, you know, get Samuel L. Jackson to voice it, whoever will do their best job, and it'll be Mace Windu, and Mace Windu quips would be, come on, that would be hilarious regardless, bro. So add him into the game. Come on. And then he have a little Clone Wars variant. You know how Obi-Wan has his little armor on the wrists and on the shoulder pads and knee pads and stuff. He can have that too. You can't tell me that wouldn't look cool. Come on. He got to be in the game for sure. And the possibilities are endless for the light side. Like, come on. You can have Plo Koon, Ki-Adi-Mundi, Shak-Ti. Come on. Quinlan Voss, he's a beast, bro. Who doesn't want to play as Quinlan Voss too? Like, you can add so many characters to this game, and I hate to say it, but you can add more as DLC. I know you hate DLC, I know you hate paying for stuff, but there's millions of games out there that make you buy things for DLC. It's just the world nowadays. You just gotta face reality and say, we might have to buy some of these characters, but you gotta have the main Clone Wars cast in there at least. And you know, for the dark side, you gotta have Savage Opress so he can match up with Darth Maul, have the brothers duo. Come on. Hero Showdown would go dumb with that. Imagine Darth Maul, Savage Opress versus Anakin and Obi-Wan. They're not brothers, but you know, they always consider each other as brothers. So now you have a brothers battle on Hero Showdown. Come on. Look how that looks. That sounds cool on paper. Add Asajj Ventress so she can go against Ahsoka. They can have a 2 lightsaber battle. Come on, that you can't tell me that wouldn't be cool. And obviously for all the characters, throw in some new costumes and stuff. And let's not forget the shooter characters, even though I don't like them that much. They're part of Star Wars, but give me Fives, give me Cody, give me Rex, throw them in there. Give me Padme, give me Cad Bane, give me Pre Vizsla. Like, come on, throw those characters in there. Give me Hondo. Hondo would be a fun character to use. Like, there's so many characters you can add to this game, and obviously with that many characters being in the game, you have to talk about DLC because, you know, like I said, it's nothing you can really do about it. So some of the DLC characters could be characters that aren't really part of the Clone Wars, or characters that were missed in the Clone Wars too. So they don't add them all straight away for the story. That's fine, because, you know, they're gonna do it regardless. They're not just gonna give it all out. They don't do that anymore in games, but it's what we gotta deal with. So throw characters that were missed from the Clone Wars, or obscure characters like maybe Star Killer. Give me Jarl Tapal, so now we have a person to go up against Maul with a dual-sided lightsaber. Cal Kestis, throwing people like that. Darth Revan, you know, maybe he could be on the light side, dark side, he could be in a middle character. You know, that would be cool. Like, I don't know, something like that for the DLC. But one big thing, do not take out of any roster characters that are already in the game. Do not take any of them out. There's no point in that. Games need to realize that if you make a game, unless it's a whole different game, a whole different series, do not take out the cast that you already had in the previous game. Now that is terrible, okay? That is scummy. That is scam-like behavior right there, because we already expect the characters that we've seen before in the game to be a part of the game. I don't care if I said the story is different. They're just characters. Just like in this game, none of the prequel trilogies characters are in the story at all, not even used, but they're in the game for free, so it doesn't matter about the story. So don't use that as an excuse. I don't know why I'm talking to them like they're gonna make this game. They probably not, but hopefully they do. But don't do that. If they were already in the game, leave them in the game. Let us still use them. There's no point in taking out things that are already there. You're trying to squeeze dollars out of people's pockets. That DLC is not good. DLC. That's not good. And yeah, I think that's about it for characters. You know, I just thought of this off the top of my head, so I'm just going as my thoughts are going. Just had a vision. I'm so stupid. How did I forget the most important Star Wars character there is? Qui-Gon Jinn. He needs to be in the game, either the first DLC or base game, because oh my god, that's so crazy. Qui-Gon Jinn, how could I forget? Everybody loves Qui-Gon. He is a vital part to Star Wars in general. Leave your top 5 characters that you want to see in the game down below. Let me hear it. Let me see your thoughts. And you know, every section of this video, leave your thoughts down below on it. Tell me what you would add, what you would take out, what you agree with, what you don't agree with. Give me your ideas. Maybe they'll see these ideas and say, you know, we can make money. You know, they about money, so maybe we can make some money off this. They're really excited about this game. They love this game, huh? Okay. You know, maybe they start rubbing their hands together a little bit. Excellent, you know? Just, bro, whatever. We moving on to gameplay features.
Now, there's a lot of things that you can put into this gameplay to spice it up, because I'm not going to lie, at times it does not feel like a Star Wars game. So one of the things that they need to add is more Force abilities, I think with that, there's a lot of environmental attacks that Jedis and Sith use that could be implemented into the game. So let me give you some examples. So one easy, quick example is using like walls, ceilings, you know, other objects. If you force push somebody or force pull them and they fly into a wall or something, that should do extra damage. Like, they do it a lot in the shows, in the movies. That takes some Jedis out sometimes, some Siths out sometimes. Like, that wall be hitting, that wall be putting in pain, so you gotta get extra damage for that. So, you know, you can do it strategically. You know, you're fighting, you get them inside the building, do a force push into the wall, get that extra damage in there. I think that's a simple thing to add some more life into the maps, into the gameplay, and just add more strategy. And also, everything that I put in here, offensive ability or defensive ability, there has to be a counter for it. So there should be an air recovery, like something to stop you from flying off map. Because it's so annoying to get pitfall in that game. Like, I was originally gonna say take out maps with fucking drops, but you're not gonna do that. You know, a lot of planets have like pivots and holes and whatnot, so you can keep that in, but you have to give us a way to recover. So maybe it takes some stamina, and then if you don't have enough stamina, then you go flying off the edge, or then you go flying into a wall. So something like an air recovery, or something that, you know, stops your momentum from, you know, crashing into a wall or dropping off the. I don't even want to talk about that anymore. Moving on. So another thing that you can use with your force abilities is pulling and pushing objects. So like, say like there's a pillar and you have enough, maybe there should be a force meter. I don't know. I might think about that as I'm doing this, but maybe there's a force meter and you can use a certain percentage of that to pull down this pillar. Like, it's a big pillar on the map. You can pull it down. You can use that as a defensive mechanism, or you can pull it down and like kind of like crush your enemy, or force them to use some force energy to, you know, push the pillar off of them. So it could be real strategic in this. So I'm gonna try to up the difficulty level of the things that are being used in here and just spice it up, because it needs more life in this game. Like, you know, right now it feels like base Star Wars. You got your lightsabers and blasters, but now you need to involve the environment. So something like that, like a pillar or something, you drop it on them, does a ton of kind of damage, or it immobilize them for a minute, so now you can get away, or you can pull it down to defend yourself from blaster fire, because you know that get hectic for lightsaber characters. So it has many uses for that. So it could be a pillar, large box, some of the ships that are in there, and like I said, there's a defensive mechanism for that. So like, blaster characters can throw bombs, they can break it, or if they fire at it enough, it'll blow up, whatever. And then force users can, you know, push it off of them using a certain ton of force energy, or just avoid it, because, you know, they're quick on their feet. So they should be good with that. And I think that wraps up like the force abilities thing, because only other thing I can think of is like just random little objects, like little boxes, you know, some debris. Like if it's like Tatooine, you could throw sand in their face and give them like a little stun, you know, little strategic things here and there you can throw in there. But another thing that should be added, maybe it shouldn't, because, you know, they got to figure out how to balance it, is rival matchup and like teammates. So like Obi-Wan and Anakin, you get a boost for having them on the same team. Like if you're doing duos, you get a boost for having that duo on the same team, so they get extra force energy, extra stamina, or something like that. And in rival matchups, I just feel like both of them should get up cool, like less cooldown on like certain abilities, so you can just have a like all-out battle. Less cooldown on certain abilities, and either more defense maybe for the dark side, and then more offense for the light side, even though that just cancels out. So that didn't make sense, never mind. But something along, y'all know what I'm trying to say, man. That would be tough. Like adding that in, it'll make people want to do those, you know, canon matchups, or have those canon teammates work together. Like, it'll add some more spice to the game, add some, you know, unlockability. Like, oh, you get, you know, trophies or stuff for it. I don't know. You could just throw something like that in there to make it just a little bit more fun. Like, it feels like you're doing something when you pick those characters, or you know the lore. Like, you're rewarding people for watching the movies, watching the shows. Throw something in there. Now, some movement options that you could put in there just to flesh out the game, make it look, you know, more like battle. Jedis need running blocks when they're going against shooters, because just standing there moving mad slow with your lightsaber in front of your face, it doesn't seem like you're in a battle. It seems like you're in a western standoff. Like, this is Star Wars, this is space. Like, I need some movement, I need some high octane, fast, action-packed gameplay. Like, let me run and do like a little, like a squirrel block, you know. It won't have that preciseness of the standing block, so you can't reflect it right back to the enemy. But, you know, certain characters will have better blocks than others. But Yeah, give me that so I can close in on them shooters, because sometimes it's just that once they get that distance, it's game over, because you running into the fire, it's gonna melt your health, and you sitting there blocking the whole time, it's gonna melt that lightsaber stamina, so it's gonna be dead either way. So add that, and then for shooters you should have like a slide mechanic, and then within that you can slide under like little buildings, or like buildings with like gaps underneath, or just little platforms with gaps underneath, or in certain spaces where a Jedi can't really slide with their lightsaber, so they either have to use like a forced ability to remove that object that's in the way, or jump over it if it's just like a little platform, something that, you know, separates the two of them, and it's still a movement technique that's viable, so it helps them get away and whatnot. And then for, you know, to counter the running block, you can like have every shooter character have like a grenade or a smoke bomb or something that they can cook up, throw it out, and it'll just like, if people are just recklessly running and blocking, that can stun them. So like if it's a bomb, trip them on the floor after, take a lot of damage, and then you can just spray like it's done. Or a smoke bomb, they really can't see, you might not really be able to see, but you still know where they're at, so they're gonna be stunned a little bit trying to get through the smoke, and it gives you a chance to either run away or, like I said before, just spray. So, you know, everything has a balance to it. Okay, I'm not gonna make no unfair stuff, even though I hate shooters. I'm gonna try to keep it calm. Okay, I'm gonna keep my hate levels down, but those are some movement options that they need to make it feel like it's a battle. This is Star Wars Battlefront, not standoff. Like, come on, let's skip with the program, man. Yo, another movement technique, and it's only because this is not Star Wars. Like that little floating jump that they do, that jump and they just stay in the air, that's not, like, come on, that just looked mad lazy. Give me a backflip like what Obi-Wan did to Darth Maul and Anakin tried to do to him. Like, give me a backflip move. Give me like a jump like to the side a little bit, like, I don't know, something that fleshes out that jump more, because that jump is just him floating. Like, it looks dumb. Like, it works for the gameplay for Battlefront 2, and I don't remember if it was in 1. I didn't play 1, but you know, it works for that because it's all of it is real stiff. But I mean, like a jump forward, a front flip, a back flip, or something, like something that makes it look like I'm doing something, you know, like something that makes it look like it's a battle and not some like puppet show where he's on a string and you lifted him up on the string, hanging him there for a little bit, and like, come on, bro. I don't know what other jump. I just keep saying front flip and back flip, but something that makes it look like, you know, something's happening. Or like, if you're gonna really make him jump in the air, don't make it look like he's floating. Like, make it look like it's a force jump or something. Like something cooler, something that is more appealing to the eyes, because I can't stand that. Like, it's just so dumb. But yeah, that has to be in there. And another thing is the parry. Make it look like a real parry. Like, it just literally looks like we're just going like we're just fucking like slapping each other in the face. Like, it doesn't look like a parry. Like, make it like a animation where they get, you know, caught off guard, like stunned a little bit, and you can parry back, but like give it some time to breathe. Like, that's a little too fast paced, because it'll just be back and forth. I'm like, nah, this does not feel like a fight. Like, it makes you feel good to get it down pat, but it's so easy. And that's another thing, you have to flesh it out so you don't have everybody knowing how to parry. Literally, all you have to do is block. Just hold block and press R2 at the right time. Like, that's not good enough. Like, get some different inputs in there. Now that's out of my jurisdiction. I'm not gonna tell you no button layouts. I don't care about that. Okay, you figure that one out, but just understand that it needs to be more in depth. And you know what? Why not? The last thing I'm gonna talk about is that little force meter and stamina meter. Okay, let me tell you something. Lightsaber stamina, I can get that, like the blocking. Okay, I don't know if I want to keep blocking within stamina, but we'll keep it there for now, because I don't know where else to put it. But stamina, like I said, should be used for other things, like that force, like kind of repel thing, like, you know, air recovery,
And for, shooters when they're running and doing that slide, like those things should take up stamina too. Like those movement options should take stamina. Oh, another thing shooters should have is like a roll or something. Well, they do have a roll. Yeah, never mind. Forget that then. I'm bugging. But anyway, they need, more dodge animations for both. And I just feel like those things should take stamina too. Like dodging, literally you can just keep dodging. I know you have a certain amount of dodges, but it's just that refills a little bit too fast. And sometimes it's just like, realistically, I don't think somebody would dodge 2 times and get tired. So like, you gotta balance it out with stamina, so it takes a certain amount of stamina, and every character has different stats. These things help give characters different stats. Now you have characters with more stamina, or they already had it with lightsaber strength and durability and things like that, but now you can add some more stats onto those characters, so you can have everybody having different gameplay in a way, because at a certain point some of the characters start to feel the same in a way. And it's like you can basically do the same thing with any characters as long as you know how to parry and use your abilities correctly. And that goes for any game, so it's not really too much of like criticism on that, but add some more stuff to fill it out. But yeah, a stamina meter, and then for lightsaber users, that force energy meter could go a long way. Just pulling down buildings, moving objects, helping your teammates, helping yourself, getting more defense options, stuff like that. And just like certain characters' abilities need to go with blaster fire, so maybe you can add more force energy to free, like Kylo Ren, he froze the blaster fire in the first movie. I think it was the first movie of the sequel trilogy. You can do something like that. Or like somebody using the force to, remove a gun or something. Nah, you can't remove guns. Okay, nah, that would be too much. Okay. Anyway, force energy bar and a revamped stamina bar will be very vital options for the game. And I think for shooters, that the blaster meter that's pretty good. Like that's a good idea right there, where you can just either choose a quick reload, like reload early, or wait for the cooldown thing to come up and then get that. If you're hitting on the gold, you can just get that unlimited, or just get on the blue and don't have to wait for a cooldown. And if you miss it, it's wraps for you. That's it. But I think they're good. But for Jedis, I think it needs to be just a little more fleshed out. So I think that's it for gameplay. And you know what? I think I'm gonna cut this one a little bit short. I mean, it's not too short because it's still like 20-something minutes, 28 minutes, something like that. But I'm gonna stop here because, one, I don't have no ideas for no maps. I cannot give you no details for no maps. Throw the maps that is in the Clone Wars, and you handle that right now until I can think. Allow me to cut through those words. Okay, I forgot one important thing that needs to be in this game. Private matchmaking. Give us private lobbies. How do you not have that in a multiplayer game already? Please, come on. I don't know how I forgot that. That's probably how they forgot it, but add that ASAP. We'll revisit, and if I get more ideas, we'll definitely revisit. You always gotta leave room for a part 2 and an episode 3. Okay, I'm sorry. That was bad. Okay. That's it. I'm gonna see y'all when I see ya.